Let's move on to the penultimate race of the afternoon, the 9th, and it is Class 3 company, 1,400 metres for the Tianjin Handicap, and another good quality lineup here with Lobo's Legend, who ran a real bottler last start, when second behind Cool Team, drawn well for Neil Callan in 4. Cool Team, a last start winner. Invincible Missile, a last start winner. Superstar first up. He had blood in the trachea back in April, his last start, but he's first up for 6 months. Alkari was poor on debut. Beauty Loyal's a last start winner at the end of last season. Classic Posh, Comfort Life, Governor, bled both nostrils. It was a fairly harsh bleed by the looks of it. He was doing that awkward stuff back in late March, so he's had 7 months away from the races. Mighty Maverick, Cheers, Vanquisher, Let's Take It Easy, and the former American galloper, Mark Cooler, who was 62 to 1 shot winner at the end of last season. Cool Team and Comfort Life, the two from this race that have been back and forth to Chun Fa.
Good to slow as the prediction. Alkari, he was up there just in behind the speed in a recent barrier trial was Alkari, so he was fairly handy, and he's a horse that has been able to sit a little bit further forward in the past. You've got Governor there, he was up on the pace in a recent trial. Cheers Vanquisher, he led in his last couple of runs. You've got Comfort Life there. Probably would have had Invincible Missile mapping a little bit closer if he had drawn slightly in further, closer to the rail, but at this stage we've got him predicted to be back in the pack.
Lobo's Legend ran really well at his last start. He was beaten by Cool Team, who's a rival, but meets him a lot better at the weights. You can see the horse goes nicely here with an even sectional for him to finish off, held together nicely, and he goes well. He's looks good, does Lobo's Legend. Invincible Missile, he was very impressive first up, and he was impressive first up when he first got to Hong Kong, but did fail second up, so just a little bit of a cautionary piece there, and he goes okay once again here this morning. And the other one we're going to have a look at here is a Classic Posh. He's the one on the far side. I think it wasn't a bad piece of work from him. David Hall has got this horse going pretty well. He's only had the 2 starts here, and he goes nicely on the outside of a new horse here, Piclone.
All right, Classic Posh highlighted there from Paul. Now, Cool Team, Lobo's Legend, Comfort Life. Worth mentioning, Zach Purton rode Cool Team here. He also rode Invincible Missile at his last start victory. We'll look at him in a moment. Seemingly has opted to go that way, but both certainly create some interest.
Yeah, it was a good run from both these two horses. They both ran really nicely. Now, Lobo's Legend does meet him a lot better at the weights, but the horse did win fair and square and hit the line quite nicely, so that's why he's gone up so much in the weights. I've got them both in. I think they're both chances.
I think they are as well. Lobo's Legend's got down into Class 3 now, which I think has really helped his winning chance.
All right, let's have a look at the win from Invincible Missile and see if we can compare the two. Both hit the line pretty well. I think, you know, for me, Invincible Missile maybe looks slightly more progressive. He is the younger horse of the two, but there was a bit to like about the win from Cool Team as well.
Yeah, there certainly was. Invincible Missile here coming through the middle. Chris So, Zach Purton teaming up. We know they've got a really good strike rate in the early few meetings that we've seen. He won this race over a bolter there on the fence who stayed on well. They were the charging late, but Paul didn't reference before. He's got that second up record where he has bounced, so yeah, there might be a little bit of caution to be had.
He is stepping from 12 up to 1,400, whereas Cool Team is again at 1,400.
Yeah. No, there's just that query mark I had with him. I still think he'll run well, but I wouldn't want to take short odds about him.
Superstar, let's focus on him. I mentioned in the preview he had blood in the trachea back in late April, hasn't raced for the best part of 6 months, but a 3-time winner from 6, and he's got a really good turn of foot.
Yeah, unbeaten fresh too. He really goes well fresh. Some of these, and he's only a little chap, but he can carry the weights. This horse, he carried 131 and 1. He's now at 125. I think there's more to come from him, so I really like him. I'm going to go with him.
Hugh Bowman rode him on this occasion. Only just missed. You got Solar, YY, Craig, I think Mighty Maverick there on the inside as well. He trialled up, had a quiet trial behind Little Giant. He was 5th in that trial. He was actually beaten by Invincible Missile 2 runs ago. Well, in fact, he beat Invincible Missile 2 runs ago, so we know he's got some form over that horse.
Casper's got Mighty Maverick going pretty well too, and there was a fair bit of monetary support for him last outing. Now, Alkari trialled okay, but he went terrible. He had a torrid trip, so probably excused to some extent. Beaten 21 though, had to go back to the trials. The trial wasn't overly flattering either, I didn't think.
No, he's got Mr. Croissant here. He had to be shaken up a little bit. He raced up on the speed in that trial just behind the top two. He certainly was pushed a little bit over those closing stages. Pace influence, barrier 11, I'm going to leave it.
He looked lethargic, I thought, first up. He looked lethargic in that trial too.
Yeah, I'm happy to
go without him.
All right, who's on top, Paul?
Superstar, I like Superstar. I think he's got that good turn of foot, as you mentioned, and goes really well fresh. He's got a wide draw, but he'll get back. He'll be finishing over the top. I think of Invincible Missile, Lobo's Legend and Cool Team. So around the top of the book, but 4, 3, 1, 2 and then.
Same numbers, just a slightly different order for the third and fourth numbers, but Superstar on top, horse 4 for Joe Moreira and Tony Millard. Invincible Missile, Cool Team. Sort of tossed up which way to throw those two about, but I went Invincible Missile over Cool Team, and Lobo's Legend looks certainly in a race that is more than capable for him to bob up. He's at 9.40 at the moment. So 4, 3, 2 and 1.
Yeah, I like Lobo's Legend on an each-way market last start. I'll throw him in on the same weight as opposed to the two winners coming up. So one on top for me, but another good contest. That is the penultimate. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll look at the Beijing Handicap race number 10, our final race on the card.